Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, you beautiful people. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Deni, and today I am showing you my travel journal, the one that I take around everywhere with me on trains, appointments, and whatever have you. I just thought I'd show you a quick clip here of me drawing on the train, how I try and covertly drawing. I was drawing with one hand here, so please do forgive. I do tend to draw a little bit better than this, but yeah, so I thought I'd just show you a quick slip of what it's like when I draw. So here I am now on my sketchbook, so let's get into that now. I've had this since 2016. That's why I write the dates on, because otherwise I forget. And I like to paint with watercolors and ink while I'm out and about, and I found this sketchbook in Spain way back when. I have tried to find it again, but they don't do this type of paper, which is the watercolor, which is really, really upsetting. I cried a little bit when I found that out. But yeah, so this I've had this in my bag. Excuse me, I've had this in my bag anywhere I go, on the tube or anything like that. I pull it out and covertly sketch people, or if I've got an appointment or something like this. Yeah, so this is sketching people out and about. It's really good practice to kind of grow confidence as an artist, and I do thoroughly recommend having one, because yeah, you'll see, like, from the beginning to the end how much has changed in my style of drawing. Not only that, my confidence, and trying to grab someone in 30 seconds in a sketch is a challenge in itself. So it's a very cheap version of live drawing, which is why I thoroughly recommend it, because it's like real life application into drawing. So if you want to improve, get yourself a nice little sketchbook, find something that you love, which I did, my precious, and yeah, get sketching. A bit of advice I would say is, if you're drawing somebody on the train, make sure you're facing them, and you kind of covertly have your sketchbook like this, because if you have it over here and you're looking over here, they will see that movement 100%, and they will know you are drawing them. So yeah, let's begin. Started this in 2016. I was so unsure how to start it. As you can see, I just started with doodles. I remember a cat. Tried to draw a cat quickly, and you can see the lines just aren't very confident at all. I started to try an in-depth study, really detailed, and obviously trying to draw a cat in depth like that, if it's moving around all the time, it's not going to stick around for you. This was from a dentist, actually. I was at a dentist appointment, and I was being too careful with it, so you can see there's not much finished there, and I think that took me about 5 minutes, which is kind of ridiculous now that I think about it, but that's all part of a growing. Yeah, this is Parks and Walk. This is like around my area. This is an old railway track, and this is the station. Used to be a little hut up here and stuff. Now it's got graffiti, and you walk up these moldy wooden steps which need replacing. Like, seriously, replace that. Yeah, so that's that. This is a park when I went to an exhibition. People walking their dogs. Some pigeons. I love me some pigeons. Again, not very confident strokes. This was actually a project someone hired me for, these little sketches. I was just getting through some ideas. Oh, this is for my old Instagram page. Turn on the notifications, except that one got hacked and it's now gone to the ether because someone thought it was a great idea to delete it, but we'll move on. Yeah, this is my friends got hold of my sketchbook, actually. I think I did this and maybe this, and we just started to doodle around, and this says, "You look like Alice Cooper." Who's that? No, I know who she is. He. Cool. It was just too funny. I had to write that down. I remember it really vividly because of that. Also, these are really nice ways to remember, like, events, like randomly being at a bus stop or being on a bus. You know, you draw something and it brings back that memory. Cause, like, who would remember a dog on a bus 3 years later? But I do now because I have the sketch. That's going out to my mate's house, out in far away. This was a city farm. Yeah, I went to a city farm and drew some ducks and parrots and stuff. Getting a little bit more confident here. I also do a little bit of annotations just for funsies and making sure I really get that memory down. This is also another park. I can't remember what park it is, I really should, but I remember I was doing some live drawings at the time, and you walk up there and that's where it was. I don't do that anymore. There, anyways. This is Camden. Kind of chaotic. This is the 5th of May 2016. Definitely moved on from this style. That pen, I figured out that I don't like drawing with that pen anymore. I think this is Biro, and I figure Biro is like my favourite pen to draw in these. You'll see later on I get some nice little shades into it. But yeah, I was introducing watercolour here and it smudged, so I was like, no. This was a hen do. We all kind of gathered around on the sofas the next morning of the first night, all in our onesies and PJs, sipping tea. It was good. Good way to recover from the night before and to prep for that night. It was good. This is Emma at the kitchen, washing dishes. Thank you, Emma. It's another Emma. I know too many Emmas. I really do, actually. I don't know why that's blank. This is where we stayed. Our house is here. This is where reindeers were, and this is another house that you can rent. And this is like a pond down here, and it was really lovely. This was for a Rachel, Rachel Sendu. This is London Overground. This is Oakwood, I think, or Cockfosters. I can't remember. Anyway, again, another travelling location, station, waiting for a friend to pick me up in a car. Again, this is Thronecast here, and this is like, you know, those after show things for the shows, the Game of Thrones. They talk about Game of Thrones and that episodes, that week's episode and stuff like that. So that was a quick sketch while we were waiting for the show to begin. This is, of course, a sketch of the chair, the amazing Game of Thrones chair. Had to do that. And there were like candles everywhere. Lighting those candles would have been fun. Did not envy that job. This is on my way to Italy to see my friend Amy. Really remember this because it was a deer jumping up, like literally in the second that I looked to my right, the mother deer was like grabbing a branch and putting it down for the baby deer, and the baby deer started to munch away on it, and it was really lovely just to see that quick glimpse on a motorway coming to Heathrow Airport. So that was a really nice memory. These are people at the airport starting to get a bit more confident with my pen. Chosen my pen, a Biro, so that's good. Getting there with the facial expressions. Oh yeah, this is, see, memories flood back. A really great way to remember your travels. Something that people easily dismiss. So yeah, I was drawing this girl on the plane and she turned sideways, and as I was drawing this, she saw me. And it's that awkward moment when you both kind of look at exactly the same moment. It was just awkward. You might have seen this in my Instagram. Yeah, you might have seen this on my Instagram. This is my view from my room. There's a little balcony and little courtyard bits out the side. This was in Milan, Italy. So yeah, I was staying with Amy, my friend at the time. She was living out there. This is a quick sketch on the tube, getting a bit more confident with it. Trying not to care. I think that's the key. Don't care what you draw. And that way you're never disappointed. It's a positive outlook for life. But I didn't really get too much detail in that one. It's kind of chaotic. I went to an exhibition out there. It was all about surrealism and stuff, so I took a few sketches while I was there. I love surrealism. It's one of my favourite types of art. And these, I was just going through these like sketch like a mad woman. I remember that, and there was ink everywhere. It was all on my fingers. I just kept doing it. Yeah, I actually bought a print while I was there. I wonder if I drew it. This was a mermaid. Kind of see the fishy tail there. Should really colour that one in actually. It'd be quite nice. Some more sketches. Oh, this one. I'll show you the print because I actually did get it. Here we are. So this is by Giorgio Kenyuk, and it's the Human Enigma. This is just one version, so it's silence, and this is what I sketched it from. Still got it in the plastic sleeve because I haven't got a frame to put it in, but I absolutely loved it, so I couldn't resist. And it wasn't too badly priced either. It was about £15, so that's a good price for a print for me, especially with a frame. Some more sketches, some notes. Okay, so this is travelling to Briesca from Milano Central. So another train. The train driver looks very happy there. I don't know if you can make him out. Let's get a bit closer. Yes, the train driver is looking so happy. Yeah, so I didn't know how to spell surrealist. My friend helped me out with that. She's a teacher, Amy, so she knows how to spell stuff. I do not. This is a meal. This is Amy. We had sushi. It's always great to have sushi in another country instead of having the country's meals. No, we've already had, we OD'd on pasta and pizza and all of that jazz, so we were getting something a bit different. This is some of the ruins and stuff like that, little puppy. We sat down actually and we both did some sketching here, which was really lovely. And I was still figuring out the watercolour here, so I didn't quite do the pen work. This was later on, I filled it in, but I just did it in watercolour. But yeah, no, I prefer it with the pen, and that's why this one was with pen and watercolour. This is a train station waiting for the train to go. I had a lot of time, so I had got quite a lot of detail there, waiting for the trains. Again, on the train, just drawing people. Yeah, on the train, a lot of train journeys in Italy. And all along the train tracks they have these poppies and they just follow the train everywhere, and it's absolutely beautiful. So if you have poppy seeds, start spreading them everywhere. The world will be covered in poppies. And I think you can guess where this is. This is in Venice. And we both sat here for a while. I think it was about an hour actually, this sketch. We took our time and yummy. We really enjoyed just embracing Venice. It was just really beautiful, and at the time there were the pedalo, what are these called? The boats, the yurts. No, that yurt is a building. These things, tell me what these are called in the comments down below, because I've completely forgotten. I think there's a special name, but I'm just going to call them boats. So yeah, we had quite a lot of few people watching the boats there. This was the commentators making sure that everybody was doing the race correctly. So we just watched loads of people, and they were dressed up, some of them. I think some were dressed up as bulls, others were colour-coded. It was really great. Did this after a meal, after we ate, and did this near the I can't even read my own writing. That was in Italy, in Venice. So that's the Duomo, I guess, up there or something, the church. Correct me, please, because I clearly do not know. More drawings from around. This was actually the animals that came up to us while we were sitting here, drawing, both of us. So I thought I might as well sketch these. And this guy was there 1 second, I looked back, and then he just went and scuttled into this tiny hole, so I drew that as well. Back in England again, this is waiting for my mates up in Barnet. This is a church up there. If you know Barnet, then you know it's a pretty impressive church. I actually went to school back there for a bit, college, sorry, and yeah, I just kind of blanked that out because my focus was the church. But yeah, so actually here you can see my biro work getting a bit more confident with the shading stuff. So compared to that, which is very kind of just the outlines, very concentrated line work, this is kind of all over the place, going for it. That's Barnet. This is a church around me. I don't actually know what the church is called. And very iconic tree in front of it. It's always been like that. My school was like here when I was growing up, so yeah, I think I went in it once or twice when I was a kid. We weren't in a religious school, but we went in there for some reason. Who knows? I didn't actually put how much time these took. I probably should, but not many of them were more than, you can see the really detailed ones, but I think the most these were 10 minutes at the most. This is the 24th of the 7th, 2016, so we're coming along a bit now. Another corner shop. Ah, yes. This was going to stay on a barge boat. I was doing a job there, painting a mural, and travelling with my friends up there. And this is my friend driving, and she had to switch her glasses quickly, so that's a nice little memory there. This is also another memory. I couldn't quite get this. We were singing, we were playing guitars and singing on the barge boat. It was a beautiful summer. It was 30th of July, right in the middle of the summer. Absolutely brilliant, really nice. So yeah, there was a few sketches while we were sitting there. Didn't get the face right there, but these two guys, they're perfect. That's them. And this is a better one of Dave, but not the best, so I apologise. This is the next morning on the barge. We were docked, woke up a little bit early to get a sketch done. Ducks everywhere. It was really beautiful, really beautiful. If you get a chance to go on a barge boat, go on a barge boat. It's fun. And these were again traveling on the bus. The two twins, literally still dressed like each other. They were brilliant. This one was all in yellow, this one was all in blue. I couldn't resist drawing it, even though it was from behind. I can't remember this. Oh yeah, there we go. This was also waiting for more friends. Just concentrated on a little bit of building. It's the Hornsey Tavern, if you know it. Eating, waiting for people to finish eating, which was funny because I'm usually the slowest. But yeah, I pulled out my sketchbook and started drawing these two guys. This is another guy eating fish and chips, and this is a guy in these are Springer Park rowing machines and stuff. So he had his two kids with him. He was rowing. He wasn't too happy about it, as you can see. He is not too happy. But it was a good sketch. I actually tried shading in here I did these with pencil first and then went over them with ink, I think because I didn't have a biro at the time, so I just went ahead and did it in a pencil. More people at the park, again waiting for friends. I wait for friends a lot, which is funny because I'm always late. Trying to draw a horse, and I got that far before it moved and disappeared from my view. Can't remember drawing that one. Oh yeah, I was in a park. In a park, playing, waiting. They were playing, yeah. This is in a kids' ballerina class. So I drew them while they had their lessons. Another sketch of a little lady I know. This is when I started doing sketches in the hospital, and these appointments would take up to 4 hours. So there was lots of time to do these sketches. This one was probably half an hour to an hour, this one. So lots of time to get the detail and the cross-hatching in and stuff like that. And another gentleman. But he was perfect, actually. He was like the perfect model because he just did not move. He just stayed right there in his phone for an hour, and he was great. He was a G. And yeah, back at the hospital again, doing more sketches. Back at the ballerina class, doing a few moves. Back at the farm, drawing a few animals. I think there was a bit of a gap here, and that's why this has gotten a bit less good. English me is good speaking at. Yes. eating dinner at the dentist. I'm sure they appreciated that. But I had to do something, so I drew. This was, oh Bobby, this is a little squirrel, and we think he ate some poison because I was literally like this far away and sketching him. I couldn't touch him though because that's the way things go in nature, but it was, he will be forever remembered. That little squirrel. He needs a name, so someone give me a name for him as well, because I'm very pro naming things. If a spider gets named in my house, it cannot be killed. So if something gets named, it cannot be killed. So this guy needs a name because he forever lives in this sketchbook. More at the park, little one, another one on the bus. More on the bus as well. That was a long journey. Where was I going? Barnet to Usta. Euston, maybe? Yeah, that's probably it. More ballerina classes. That's the teacher doing the flex. And that's my feet. Yeah, went to the Graham Norton show. It was absolutely brilliant. I love Graham Norton. Absolutely. He is a G because his name is Graham. I don't know. Yeah, so I did a sketch while waiting for the show to start again. I've got tickets. Thank you, Farah. Yeah, I've got tickets. And we watched Graham Norton. Who was on the show that night? I don't remember. But I was on TV. I was on TV for like 3 seconds. My 3 seconds of fame. I remember there was something to do with Parliament. There's always something to do with Parliament in the intro there. More sketches. Another child got a hold of my sketchbook, as they do. Another little one doing some sketching of her own. Very cool little lady this one is. I think this is in a coffee shop, and then later on, oh boy, me and my friends sorted out like a box load of beads. There was like a whole tray, or I think it was like a shoe lid of beads, and it was like to the brim, and then we were sorting them out into those tiny compartment things. It's a good job. We love organising and arranging things, because I think that would have driven most people insane, but me and my friend absolutely loved it. Yeah, more kids playing, people on the bus. I think that was a lady with her blind dog or something. I vaguely remember. It was difficult to draw because she kept moving, as you can see. Quick sketches. A bike. I think I started something there, but didn't finish. I think that was a shop again. Oh yeah, this is holds a memory for me as well, a very important memory. This is the beginning of this year, last year, sorry, and we went to the church, and I took a moment, and then I drew the interior after lighting a candle. A man in the betting shop. I must have seen him through the window or something, been stuck on a bus. This was at another restaurant, and another little one got a hold of my sketchbook. I don't know what that is. More drawing of people. Aha! This is going down to Falmouth. So that's the train. Could do with some colour as well, probably to pop it out a bit more. This is, this was a person on the tube, like, amazing. A lot of people on the tube I've got like really inspirational characters. This is, what a visual image, seriously. I was going to another hen do, and we're all on the bus, and it was boiling hot. I looked to the left of me, and this guy just took off his t-shirt, and there's 3 really big guys crammed into this tiny little white van, looking like this. It was quite an image, so I couldn't get it out of my head, so I drew it, and now I will never get it out of my head because I drew it. More sketches of travels and people. I think this, I can't remember who this was now. See, that's why you write with it, so you know what the heck you're drawing. Ah, yes, I know what this is. This was, I went to see Nobuo Uematsu, sorry if I'm slaughtering his name, the composer from Final Fantasy games. I grew up on those, and he was coming to London. He did a pre-talk, and then it was the concert afterwards. So this was the pre-talk. I did some sketches. This is his translator, asking a few questions. I did not flatter him in there, but there he is, looking a little more like himself. So yeah, that was that, and it was a great concert. There were a lot of enthusiastic people there, but it was great. Really great evening. More people on the bus, carrying a pig for whatever reason. You get really strange people. This guy, I love this guy. I need to make him into a character, seriously. Develop him to my OC. Claimed, you can't claim him. Ha! So, based on actual live person. Yeah, he was beautiful as well. I didn't do him justice there. And I had permission, don't worry. But yeah, so he was fantastic. I had to draw him on. That was also on the tube. This was up in Preston in the bar, and these are some of my relatives, older relatives. I didn't do them justice either. I apologise. More quick sketches, waiting in the, what might happen? I don't know. 3 to 10-second drawings of people choosing from the shelves. They move so damn quick. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Again in the hospital, drawing peeps. This is the 9th of the 9th month, September 2017, so last year. See, hospitals are great because people have to sit and wait no matter what, so you can draw them well. And I even got time to do some colour with them. And again in the hospital, these guys are waiting, and you get right characters there as well. So really great place to go get some sketches. I think, can't remember what that one is. Didn't write with it, so I've forgotten. In the park somewhere, I guess. Yeah, this is a guy on the tube. This is more guys on the tube. This is when I started actually going to my illustration class, so I've got about just under an hour on the train each, to and fro, so I have lots of time to draw, sketch people. I think I sketched these guys in the train and then coloured them in later. Yeah, I put the initial for the colours, but I made sure I did it pretty much when I came back, so it was still fresh in my mind. I knew what colours they were wearing and stuff. More people on the train, again noting the colours. This is when I really grew to love the sketchbook, because that's it taking the paper, that's the paper taking the watercolour, and I'm quite liberal with it. So beautiful paper. So heartbroken they no longer do these type of sketchbooks anymore. More people on the train. This guy, he's actually at my college. It's the Putney College of Art, and he does the shop there, so had to get a sketch of him. This is another guy on the train. He was awesome, real character. I actually destroyed the image a bit painting it in, but still not too bad. Gentleman let me on the train first. How lovely. Also, I think I am being watched by my neighbour. Ah yeah, people like to watch you over your shoulder as well while you're drawing. So I am. More people. Ah, this is again at the hospital. You're sensing a pattern now, yeah? You know what my life is like. Hospitals and trains. Nurses talking. I think there was no patients there to draw. And then this guy came along and I did him. Yeah, more people. Patient, nurse. Haven't coloured these guys in. I don't know what I've got out there. This one kept moving, so I wrote that in there. Pardon. Yep. The great thing, like I said, at hospitals, lots of time to do some drawings of people because they sleep or they read or they go into their own world, so you can go and draw them like a pervert. This was on the tube, I think. Oh yeah, I'm back at this is now back at on my illustration course. First day of illustration on the 20th of the 4th, 18, so that's this year. This guy was awesome. He had a bit of a hunch and his pants were super high and he was great to draw. Love that character. This is a pretty lady, another one with her dog, and this lady on the train. And I have one page left and I can't bring myself to use it, so I class this sketchbook as done. And of course this is some notes and stuff like that. Always like keeping notes at the back. I learnt any little ones that get my sketchbook, draw at the back, that way they're not in the middle of the sketchbooks. So you can see people enjoy doing that. And look, it even has a pocket in here. I mean, like, how amazing is this little sketchbook? Perfect for my picking up random plants and things that I love to do. So yeah, you can see a real contrast, like from there to here, how much more confident I am with my pen. What if I've got one in biro? Let me see. I can get people. No, okay, whatever. So you can tell the difference in 2016, 2018. Just keeping a travel journal. I mean, doing live drawings and bits like that, but yeah. It's quite a contrast of confidence, line work, detail, and that probably took me longer than that. So yeah, get yourselves a nice little sketchbook, guys. Be sad when it finishes, just like me, and yeah, get drawing because it's fun. And develop your own style and be amazing and create an amazing sketchbook and grow and love art. Don't know. I think I need to finish this video now. So yeah, this is my travel sketchbook. I have started a new one, and this is it. I got this at the beginning of this year. Paper is not as sexy as the last one was. It says it's watercolor. Kind of is, but it just doesn't feel like it should be. And you've probably seen these guys on my Instagram. This is from Spain, and again travels and whatnot. That's Pablo Picasso Museum, another one from Pablo, another one from Pablo. I like Pablo and Picasso. It doesn't quite take the pen as well, so but that's the watercolor. That's some runs, as you do. That was on the plane. I just wanted to do something other than draw people. This is again at the hospital, or traveling. So at the hospital, great people, staying still, and that's where I am now. That was a sister. So yeah, that's where I'm at now. I'm actually going to be covering this sketchbook in my next video. I wanted to do that this week, but I just don't have the time. I want to really go for it and make a nice design, and it's got a nice little pen loop. So yeah, I just use a biro, done dusted, sketchbook. Yeah, so I'm going to cover this sketchbook in collage material and texturize it and stuff. Make some fun little bits. Not quite sure what the theme is going to be yet, but I'm going to make it a theme of some kind, maybe like travel theme probably, because it's a travel journal. Yeah, so that's my travel journal from 2016 2018. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope I haven't sent you crazy with my rambles, and I will see you next week when I cover this little baby. Alrighty, see you later. Ciao for now.